Seojin Han, aka Seo, finds himself trapped in the world of Pick Me Up. As a star hero, he's got nothing to lose. His goal is to survive, to rise in rank, and defeat his former godlike player. Seo moves swiftly, checking his stats and equipment. Basic, but he's got nothing to lose.
Stop playing the noob. We're stars. We don't have basic equipment. You don't want to.
That's Lyle in the background, trying to reason with their player. Isel's response is chilling. Seo knows that one wrong move can be fatal.
This is the world of Pick Me Up, where the player is the master and the heroes are mere pawns.
Seo checks Lyle's stats and finds that Malmont, a novice warrior, is at level with no equipment. Isel's aggression is on full display. Her cold demeanor makes it clear that she's a force to be reckoned with. Seojin Han's eyes are wide, disbelieving. He stumbles. This wasn't part of the game. The game is not just code. It's a realm where he's trapped, a prisoner of the player's whims. His face scrunched in frustration. Where are we? Where else?
Useless wretch. Seojin's fists clench. That was the player, mocking him. Seojin's anger burns. He forces himself forward, dragging Jenna behind him. The party's formed. Seojin and Jenna are in, but there's more to this game than meets the eye.
A goblin's corpse lies in front of them. Jenna's eyes are fixed on the goblin, her voice trembling. It's the battlefield. The game's voice is cold, unforgiving. Mission type, subjugation. Objective, annihilate your enemies. A goblin appears, its eyes fixed on Seojin. He's on edge, anticipating the attack. Seojin's gaze is locked on the goblin, his jaw set.
You'll die if you don't fight. His grip on his sword tightens. He won't back down. So, pull yourselves together.
Carl's life hangs in the balance as he's forced to flee for his life, desperately seeking refuge from the relentless pursuit of the goddess's agents, who will stop at nothing to capture him. Carl's fragile hope of redemption is brutally crushed as Kelkard's fallen body serves as a haunting reminder of the devastating consequences of his own failures, weighing heavily on his conscience. As the goddess's agents close in, the true extent of Carl's predicament remains a mystery, with the dark forces he's been running from for so long now hot on his heels, posing an even greater threat to his survival. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter. Let's dive into the wild ride that is Pick Me Up, Infinite Gacha. Diora looks at Seojin with a mix of confusion and frustration. This doesn't make any sense, she thinks, trying to process the message. The landscape behind her seems to blur, and her eyes widen in confusion. It's not realistic at all? Seojin meets the player in person, but the player is not who Seojin expected. The player knows Seojin's real name, Han Seojin, from the game. Seojin wants to form a party with the player, but what blocks him is the player's sinister intentions and the fact that he's not going to make it easy for Seojin.
Han Seojin? Not Islet Han? You don't look like the Tonya Heim from Islet Han. Let's continue the story of Pick Me Up, Infinite Gacha. Here are the next story beats.
Seojin Han's A-star hero, but he's about to level up fast. His philosophy was to just take a beating and learn the boss's pattern. Now he's in the game for real. There's a new player controlling him and his party, essentially his new god. Seojin's gotta rise through the ranks and take them down himself. How will he do it? The star heroes are nothing but fodder, used to learn attack patterns. But not anymore. This time, it's personal.
New quest unlocked. Defeat the player controlling your party.
Seojin looks around, taking in the world of the game. He's got his eyes on the player who's watching him from above. He mouths to himself, "Are you having fun?"
Game state. World exploration. Adventure dungeon unlocked.
His goal is to survive long enough to learn the player's tactics, but the obstacle is the player's control over the game. He'll have to act fast and make the most of his abilities. New quest unlocked. Defeat the player controlling your party. Seojin's party is scattered, but he spots Jenna, one of his allies. She's leveled up and is ready to take on the next challenge. The reward is a good haul of in-game currency and items.
Han Seojin's eyes widen as the masked idol's voice whispers, "Pick me up," in his ear, revealing a shocking truth about his own connection to the idol group. Seojin's fragile sense of self is shattered as he grapples with the searing realization that he's not just a fan, but a crucial piece in the idol's life, forever changing their bond. The air is thick with tension as Seojin's phone screen flickers with an unknown message, a chilling warning that he's not safe, and the masked idol's eyes gleam with a sinister intent in the shadows.
Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter. Seojin Han is categorizing heroes into 3 groups. His goal is clear: to understand the system. The obstacle is his harsh mentor's expectations. Seojin moves swiftly, his eyes scanning the data. He identifies the 3 groups: mentality, skills, and physical capability. His action is decisive. He sets new goals based on each category. The consequence is a more complex strategy for improvement. Ugh. Yoof. Oh boy. I'm so sorry. Ugh. Yoof. Oh boy. I'm so sorry.
The heroine's cold determination is put to the test as she swiftly assumes the lead role, displaying a ruthless streak that catches her party off guard, with unsettling efficiency. A fundamental shift occurs within the heroine as she confronts the harsh reality of the Gacha world, surrendering her innocence to adopt a pragmatic mentality, fueled by desperation and unyielding resolve. The heroine's newfound resolve shrouds her in a dark aura, raising the stakes as she hurtles toward an uncertain destiny, leaving her party scrambling to keep pace with the ruthless leader she's become. But will they survive her unrelenting ambition?
Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and join thousands of fans who never miss an update. I breathe in, and my sword is covered in their screams. The memories are still raw, but my philosophy remains unchanged. Star heroes are just fodder for learning a boss attack patterns. I've logged countless hours in pick-me-up, mastering the game's toughest quests. But now I'm the one being played. That's the harsh reality I face as I'm transported into the game. I'm not the master. I'm the pawn. My sword is still, but my heart is racing. I'm Seojin Han, and I'm about to rewrite the rules of this game. It's not dead. Can't be dead, right? Because my weapon is garbage. The story has just begun, and we see Seojin Han's determination and desperation.
You're too tired. Where do I need to fight?
Han checks his stats, level 1350 experience left, and novice as his class. He's got basic swordsmanship, but that's about it. His action is to question the situation. He's annoyed, feeling underappreciated. Han's goal is still to rise in rank and defeat the player. The obstacle is the fact that his party members are being synthesized. Han's action is to rush into the synthesis chamber. His consequence is, he hears the crack of in time. A synthesis chamber in front of him turns into an armory. But what's this new development?
The main character's desperation boils over as they're forced to fight again, leaving them on the brink of collapse, fueling their raw determination to survive. With each grueling battle, the main character's resolve is tested, pushing them to the edge, as they struggle to find hope in a seemingly endless cycle of death and despair. As they face off against a formidable foe, the main character's pleas for mercy are met with a chilling reminder that their demise is not only impending, but also inevitable.
Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry right now. He eyes the master, the one who holds the power to send him back home. Han's decision is made. He refuses to go through with the synthesis. The master's patience wears thin, and the air grows thick with tension. Han's hands move swiftly, and he's already on his feet, prepared to fight. Elson and Jenna are caught off guard, and for a moment, they're unsure of what to do. The Master's voice rings out, a cold, unforgiving decree. Let me out! I won't let you destroy me.
Stop. You're wrong. The Master calls an ultimatum. Let me out. I won't let you destroy me. Han chooses to stand his ground, and now the air is thick with tension. His hands are clenched into fists. Elson and Jenna exchange worried glances. What happens next is anyone's guess. The cost? If they clash, someone, likely Han, will get destroyed. Every moment counts, and Han's life hinges on the outcome.
Han Suk-jun's world is turned upside down as the blacksmith's cryptic words unleash a catastrophic chain reaction that shatters the fragile peace in this ruthless game. Han's resolve is shaken to its core as he grapples with the weight of his own mortality, the harsh realities of this unforgiving world, and the crushing burden of his own guilt. The blacksmith's ominous warning hangs in the air, a ticking time bomb that threatens to unleash a devastating storm, leaving Han Suk-jun and his companions on the brink of a catastrophic descent into chaos.
Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry right now. I look at Eniten with a mix of confusion and determination. I need to rise in rank and defeat the player controlling me and my party. The other Masters' lounges on the server are a mystery, but I'm determined to figure it out. I glance at the Azura.gg logo, and a faint, disturbing thought creeps in. What if I'm not the only hero living in this game?
Stop. You're wrong. Stay sub to Manwa with Awry or you'll miss the climax.
Loki's got his sights on Seojin Han. I can see the calculation in his eyes already. He's looking for a way to take him down, to crush that star hero.
Mobius's true intentions are exposed as he reveals a catastrophic failure in the facility's design, throwing the entire project into chaos. Asha's confidence is shattered as she realizes the impossible task ahead, her once insatiable ambition dwindling with every crippling failure she encounters, leaving her on the brink of collapse. As the facility teeters on the edge of disaster, Mobius's ominous warning hangs in the air. If the penalty is applied, I have no doubt the world will be forever lost, and with it, our hope to reclaim it.
Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter. The tension is high as Han, Eren, and Jenna embark on a conquest goal to kill all enemies. The exclusive weapon is at stake, and others might steal it. Han has a clear plan. Use the Harpai, a flying monster, to soften the enemies. Eren, Han's teammate, is assigned to protect Jenna while Han takes the Harpai. The battle is underway, but things aren't going as planned. Han realizes that Eren is underperforming and his stats are decreased by %.
Get it together, Eren.
Seojin Han's philosophy is simple. Star heroes are just fodder for learning a boss attack patterns, and he's about to become one himself. The player, known as the Master, is a skilled gamer who has created a powerful party with star heroes and level skills. Han's task is to defeat the Master and steal the exclusive weapon. But what's blocking him is his own limitations as a star hero.
You're no match for them.
Han decides to take on the challenges of the game and rise in rank as quickly as possible. But what will be the cost of his success?
You'll never beat them.
Han's on a mission to defeat the Master and steal the exclusive weapon. The obstacle in his way is his own limitations as a star hero.
The key action or twist of this chapter is unfolding as Hyeongjin's true intentions are revealed, forcing a confrontation with his so-called friend, who's now caught in the midst of his sinister plans. The emotional stakes are razor-sharp as Hyeongjin's betrayal leaves our protagonist reeling, questioning the very person he once considered a friend, and grappling with the devastating loss of trust. The cliffhanger hangs precariously as a mysterious figure appears, sparking a mix of confusion and trepidation, leaving our protagonist vulnerable and exposed. As an ominous warning lingers in the air, Hyuk, Who are you? Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and join thousands of fans who never miss an update. It looks like the tide is turning. Seojin's got some momentum going, but at what cost? He's not the only one with plans in place. Master is already plotting his next move. The stakes are higher than ever, and the outcome is far from certain.
He has to be stopped.
Eren is still reeling from the unexpected arrival of new allies, adding to the already chaotic landscape as he struggles to make sense of their presence in the midst of his own survival. Chloe's emotions are in shambles as she's forced to confront the harsh reality of her role in Eren's life. She's losing her grip on him, and it's tearing her apart from the inside out. The ominous warning signs grow louder as more and more people descend upon the group, fueling Eren's paranoia and leaving him to wonder. Will they make it to the next day, or will they become the next victims of this unforgiving world? If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week. Annihilation is not a guarantee, it's a warning, and you're their shields, but Seojin Han's philosophy is about to get shredded into pieces. He's been playing pick-me-up, and now he's in it. Star heroes are just fodder for learning a boss attack patterns, but he's the main course. His hands won't stop moving, checking the exit twice. He's already thinking 3 steps ahead. What does he want? To survive, to rise in rank, and defeat the player controlling him and his party. What blocks him? The player's godlike powers, the group's formation practice, and the mission stakes. What happens? He's already in the game, and his first mission is to annihilate all the enemies on floor. Seojin Han's life just got a whole lot more complicated. What's his goal now? To survive the goblin horde and make it back to safety. What blocks him? The sheer number of goblins, 1,000 strong and counting. What does he do? He takes charge, directing his team to prepare for battle. What happens? The goblins close in, and the team's survival depends on their quick thinking and cunning. What's the cost? Their lives, their sanity, and their chance at victory. Seojin Han, the star hero, is starting to grasp the stakes. The group's formation practice and mission success are at risk. Seojin Han knows they need to survive for 10 minutes. He knows calm is what blocks him. He needs that stability to stay focused. What does he want right now? To make it through the first wave alive. What does he decide to do? Seojin Han gives a simple instruction. Block and then stab. What changes? The team readies themselves for battle. What's the cost? If they mess up, they'll be killed.
Let me know anytime you're tired.
Seojin Han is in for a fight. Guido's enthusiasm is what blocks him. He needs that fire to take down the goblins. What does he want right now? To make it through the first wave alive. The key action or twist of this chapter is unfolding before our eyes as the timer counts down. The mission clock ticking away with the lives of our characters hanging precariously in the balance, as the very fabric of reality seems to unravel around them in a desperate bid for survival. The emotional stakes have never been higher as our beloved characters face their mortality, confronting the harsh reality of their own fragility, and the weight of their relationships is thrown into sharp relief as they cling to each other in a desperate bid for hope. The cliffhanger ends with the ominous warning of 30 minutes before the lobby time aligns with real time, leaving our characters, and us, trapped in an agonizing cycle of suspense as the timer relentlessly ticks away, each second a ticking time bomb waiting to unleash its devastating consequences. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and join thousands of fans who never miss an update. Gio is desperate, he's running out of time, and his party is on the verge of collapse. But what blocks him? His own limitations. Gio's frustration boils over as he realizes that he needs to take a risk. What happens? Gio orders his party to switch roles, hoping to find a new strategy. What is the cost? Gio's party is on the edge of disaster. They're running out of lives.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
Gio's party is on the brink of defeat, but they won't give up without a fight. Gio's determination ignites as he orders his party to switch roles, a desperate move to find a new strategy.
the goblin-like monsters close in, their ferocity unstoppable. His party is on the edge of disaster, no lives left, and the clock ticks down. Huff, switch, huff, Hansen, use your skill. Jenna swiftly switches with Aaron, unleashing a flurry of arrows as the enemy's defenses begin to shatter, their breakthrough a mere heartbeat away. Gio's determination to protect his comrades has cost him dearly, and his weakened state hangs precariously in the balance, a stark reminder of the heavy price of heroism. With the enemy's onslaught imminent, Jenna's exhausted form suddenly stumbles, her hands trembling as she desperately clutches her dwindling arrow supply, the outcome hanging precariously in the balance. If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week.
Azura.gg. Jeed's cry is a mixture of defiance and despair. The battlefield is closing in around him, and the player's victory is all but certain.
Jeed is desperate. His fighting spirit is on the brink of being forgotten. He knows if he doesn't rise in rank, his life will end in this game. He must defeat Azura.gg, the player controlling his party, to survive. His body screams for mercy, but his mind refuses to surrender. Azura.gg's grip on Jeed's party is tightening. This can't end like this.
Azura.gg.
Jenna's eyes widen as she spots Jeed, now revealed in his true form, his intimidating aura radiating an air of unyielding power, leaving her breathless in his presence. Tears well up in Jenna's eyes as she realizes the harsh truth. Jeed's transformation has forever altered their dynamic, leaving her with the painful knowledge of being outmatched by his unrelenting strength. The clock ticks down as Jeed's unyielding gaze fixes on Jenna, his voice sternly commanding her to prepare for battle, leaving her with a daunting question. Can she withstand the ferocity of his wrath?
Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and join thousands of fans who never miss an update.
His action, he unleashes a desperate burst of energy.
Han's goal is to rise above the game's expectations. His obstacle, his own powerlessness. His action, he remembers Jenna's words, fodder for learning a boss's attack patterns. His consequence, the fifth floor is no longer just a challenge, it's a threat to his life. Han's eyes lock onto Ray's figure, and his determination sparks. We won't lose.
Han has obtained the skill, Berserk, his power surging to new heights as he unleashes a devastating onslaught on his enemies, leaving none standing in his wake. Jeed and Hansen's bond is put to the ultimate test as they fight side by side, their trust and reliance on each other tested by the unforgiving tides of battle, their fate hanging precariously in the balance. The party teeters on the edge of destruction, their fragile unity threatened by the growing animosity and unspoken tension between Han and the rest of the group as the darkness within Han begins to consume them all.
If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week. Seojin Han, the infamous pick-me-up player, has been transported into the game as a star hero. His goal is simple: survive and learn the attack patterns of the boss. What blocks him is the player controlling him and his party. Seojin uses his knowledge to analyze the situation and realizes that as a star hero, he's just fodder. The cost of failure is certain death. Seojin is reeling from the revelation. Who is with him now is his old doubts. What he wants is to know the truth. What blocks him is his own uncertainty. Seojin's still trying to process the situation. He needs more information. Seojin decides to probe the rival hero. He asks for answers. Seojin demands explanations. The rival hero responds with a shocking revelation. A mysterious group is manipulating the game. They're controlling the players. Seojin's world is turned upside down. What is the cost? Seojin's trust is shattered. His perspective is changed forever. This can't be happening.
Han's trash team unexpectedly triumphs, overwhelming opponents with an explosive comeback as the Gacha's true power is unleashed, forever altering the game's dynamics. The weight of a crushing defeat threatens to shatter Han's fragile sense of self-worth, making him question whether his determination and passion are enough to redeem his failures, or if he's forever bound to disappointment. As Han's eyes widen in shock, a chilling message appears on the screen, taunting him with a cryptic, "You're getting close" warning, hinting that the true mastermind behind the Gacha is far from revealed.
Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and join thousands of fans who never miss an update. Seojin Han's philosophy is simple. Star heroes are just fodder for learning a boss attack patterns. But now, he's the one who's got no choice but to rise in rank and defeat the player controlling him and his party. The player, aka Han's God, has other plans. Han's got to use whatever he can to survive and become the hunter he was meant to be. I've got 2 deer and a boar. Everyone should be good for now. Han's got a problem, a deer that's just a little too large. He's tired, and this deer is the last thing he needs. Han's trying to get everything they need, but this deer is a pain. Seojin Han's jaw sets in determination as he prepares to face whatever goblins are coming their way.
I won't let you call for reinforcement. Jenna's voice is sharp, and Seojin Han's eyes narrow in understanding. He knows what Jenna is trying to do, limit their options, prevent them from getting overwhelmed.
But will it be enough to save them from the goblin's deadly trap?
The key action or twist of this chapter unfolds as a new awakening unfolds, opening doors to limitless possibilities, as the protagonist stumbles upon a hidden path that holds the key to a brighter future. The emotional stakes are elevated as the protagonist's relationships are put to the test, with a friend's absence leaving an unsettling void, casting a shadow over their once unbreakable bond, and stirring feelings of uncertainty. The cliffhanger is set as a fierce battle erupts, with a powerful goblin army closing in, threatening to engulf the party in a maelstrom of chaos, testing their strength and unity like never before.
Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter. Han discovers he was part of the Pulverizing Wolves mercenaries in the past. He reflects on his time with the group, remembering Avant de Jerks and her skills. Han becomes excited about the possibility of reuniting with old friends. But now,
Eren holds his breath as the mysterious summoning ritual begins, unleashing a blinding light that shatters the air, leaving the heroes frozen in anticipation of the unknown outcome. Eren's eyes burn with desperation as he frantically searches the ruins, his failure to find any clue about his missing friends now a crushing weight on his shoulders, suffocating him with each passing moment. The ominous silence is shattered as a low, menacing chuckle echoes through the darkness, leaving Eren and his companions paralyzed with fear, unsure who or what is lurking in the shadows, ready to strike.
Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter.
Dika, the seasoned warrior, slowly opens her eyes, looking around frantically. Seojin already knows this is her first fight, and she's got a lot to learn. Her face is cut up, a reminder that she took a beating. Seojin's got her back, but she needs to get up to speed fast. It was just a simple duel. There was a request for it.
Seojin's instincts are screaming at him to act. But what should he do? Does he trust Dika? Or is she just trying to use him for her own gain? Avant de Jax takes a step forward, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword. Eilert Han watches him, his eyes fixed intently on the captain of the Pulverizing Wolves. Seojin takes a deep breath, trying to make sense of the chaos around him.
You're just in the way.
The fight rages on, with Eren and the challenger clashing in a flurry of steel and light. Seojin watches, his mind racing with questions and doubts.
Seojin senses something off, but he refuses to back down. Avant de Jax charges forward, his movements fluid and precise. Seojin dodges and weaves, avoiding the attacks with a mixture of luck and quick reflexes.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
This isn't just a fight. It's a war of strategy, and Seojin knows he needs to adjust his tactics if he wants to survive. Jaken's eyes widen as he's ambushed by an unseen enemy, their figure emerging from the shadows with an unsettling calmness that sends a chill down his spine. S.Ohm's unexpected revelation about his past life as a farmer leaves Jaken reeling, forcing him to confront his own prejudices and biases, and the weight of his troubled past comes flooding back. With Jaken now gravely outnumbered, Wave's ominous warning hangs in the air, a stark reminder that the hero's unity is on the brink of collapse, and the enemy's true intentions remain shrouded in mystery. If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week.
You're a puny star hero. You'll get crushed. You're the one who's going to make a great meal for us.
Alright folks, we're about to dive into the world of pick-me-up, infinite gacha. Seojin Han's philosophy is that star heroes are just fodder for learning a boss attack patterns. He's got no choice but to rise in rank and defeat his godlike player controlling him and his party. The stakes are high, and Han's got some work to do. Now that Han's got momentum, he's determined to take Avant down. To beat, Seojin Han and Avant are in the waiting room, and it's about to descend into chaos. Han's thinking ahead, though. He's a level hero with stats close to those of a star. He's already maxed out on most of his battles. It's no secret Avant will try to synthesize him, but Han won't be able to climb the tower if he's just used as a synthetic part.
Han unleashes his wrath on Avant, shattering the very foundation of their uneasy alliance as he claims victory in their duel, casting a dark shadow over their fragile partnership. Han's bold move ignites a maelstrom of emotions within him, as the weight of his actions threatens to destroy the tenuous bond he shares with his allies, leaving their unity hanging precariously in the balance. The true extent of Avant's fate hangs perilously in the balance, as Han's triumph raises disturbing questions about the ultimate purpose of their alliance and the true intentions of those who seek to exploit his power.
If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week. They're not here to praise us. They're the ones we've been trying to kill. Every time we think we've got them beat, they just come back, their numbers swelling like a never-ending tide. I've seen it before, the newcomers thinking they can take on the system, the game, and us, but they can't. We've been playing this game for years, honing our skills, learning the patterns. They're just pawns to be used and discarded. Thank you. Thank you. We heard those newcomers were threatening to kill us with their swords. But Seojin isn't alone. He's got a party of 5 to rely on: Jenna, Lewis, Joffrey, Owen, and Audio. The question is, can they work together to take down the player, or will they turn on each other? Seojin Han's synthesis is brewing, but it's clear that's not enough to calm the player's anger.
Party formation priority. Master's patience wears thin.
Seojin needs a stronger party to take on the player, but finding reliable allies won't be easy.
Party formation priority. Master's patience wears thin.
Seojin needs a stronger party to take on the player, but finding reliable allies won't be easy.
He leaps forward with a fierce cry, his sword flashing in the sunlight as he charges headfirst into the fray, determined to protect his friends from the incoming goblin horde. The weight of his newfound role as a hero crushes him, leaving him grappling with the crushing responsibility of keeping those he cares about safe, his doubts threatening to consume him whole. As he stands frozen, paralyzed by fear, he knows he's running out of time. The goblins close in, their twisted faces twisted in cruel grins, their very presence a stark reminder of the perils that lie ahead.
If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week. Seojin Han is inside Pick Me Up, a notoriously difficult game. He's a star hero, considered fodder for learning a boss's attack patterns. His philosophy: become a higher-ranked hero by experiencing a boss's moves firsthand.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked. Become a higher-ranked hero.
But little does he know he's about to become a part of the game. Seojin Han is about to be transported into the world of Pick Me Up. The stakes are clear. Death and level up are the only outcomes for newbies used in synthesis. It's pouring rain. Seojin Han is soaked to the bone. He's in a desperate situation, and he knows it. His hands are shaking. His eyes dart around the scene, looking for any sign of hope.
Star heroes are just fodder for learning a boss attack patterns.
The realization hits him. He's that star hero, a low-ranking, disposable piece of trash. Han quickly looks around and sees Eren, his party member, getting ready to take a reward. Stage clear, Eren's leveled up. MVP Han, the star hero.
Reward 000G, Tron or X2, Leather X1.
The star hero receives his reward. A paltry sum of gold, some mediocre materials, and a useless piece of leather. The reality is harsh. Eren thinks out loud, discussing plans with Han, but Han is hesitant, stuck on the truth about star heroes.
Newbies are used for synthesis. Death and level up are the only outcomes.
But Han already knows this truth. He's just trying to escape it. The desperation in his voice is tangible.
Mobius's stern warning sparks a desperate struggle between Jenna and her inner demons as she's forced to confront the dark truth behind her infinite gacha addiction. Jenna's fragile grip on reality begins to slip further, leaving her emotionally shattered and vulnerable to the whims of Mobius's sinister game, where her very soul is at stake. As Jenna's world teeters on the brink of collapse, a cryptic message from Mobius hangs in the air, threatening to unleash an even more catastrophic event that will shatter the fragile balance of this twisted game forever. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter. The scene unfolds like a nightmare, a waking horror that refuses to end. Han's eyes widen in horror as the aristocrat, Ialka, lies on the ground, her body broken and battered. The master's laughter echoes through the void, a cruel mockery of Han's existence.
I brought the lots. What? Who is that? Why is she on the ground? Is she unwell? I don't care about her. She'll get up on her own. She's probably just...
Roderick's calm demeanor hides a growing unease as Han's boldness attracts unwanted attention. The stakes are high and failure is not an option. Han's party must adapt to the ever-changing situation. Yalka, sensing the tension, suggests a different strategy.
Be a gentleman and let this go. The balance will be perfect if we have a magician in our party. Han is torn loyalty to his party or the pursuit of victory? The choice is his.
With each passing moment, Han's resolve solidifies. He's not a pawn to be controlled. He's a force to be reckoned with. Master's patience wears thin as Han refuses to yield. Roderick, caught in the crossfire, tries to broker a peace.
Han's looking around, assessing his situation. He's a low-ranking hero, and the only way to survive is to rise in rank. He remembers Eren, Master, Aeolis, Ialka, and Roderick, the star heroes he's read about. They're the strong ones, capable of defeating even the most difficult bosses. Ialka stands out, his swordsmanship skills are unmatched. If Han can join forces with Ialka, they might just have a chance against their player. But will Ialka accept his invitation?
I don't know, why should I trust you, stranger?
Han tries to persuade Ialka, telling him that together they can take down their player. Our protagonist's desperate shout of "pick me up" gets a miraculous response as an infinite gacha suddenly appears in front of them, swirling with endless possibilities. Their heart now racing with hope and excitement. Our hero gained the incredible opportunity to change their fate, but at what cost to their fragile mental state, on the brink of shattering with each passing moment. The ominous warning echoes in their mind. If you lag behind, that's what will become of you. As a rival player closes in, their sinister intentions hanging precariously in the balance, threatening to shatter the fragile equilibrium. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and join thousands of fans who never miss an update. You're a fire mage,
But your sole purpose in a fight is to be a meal for those who have consumed countless heroes like you. You have no skills. You can't even use support-type magic. His hands are clasped together, a steady drumbeat of frustration. Seojin realizes the insult cuts deep. He's more than just a meal. He's a star hero, destined to be discarded like trash. It's a goblin cavalry, and there's almost 30 of them. Rivals which yells at everyone to shoot their arrows. Jenna, shoot your arrows. Seojin Han is running around, positioning himself for the perfect shot. He's got this, but what about the uneven terrain? And then Ialka comes into play. He's going to attack the goblins from the side with his skills. Ialka, you...
Rivals which orders Seojin Han and the fire mage to move in on the goblin raiders. She wants to catch them off guard, but the uneven terrain is a huge obstacle. She's desperate to take them down before they surround their group. Rivals which barks orders, prepare your arrows.
Hold your fire. Seojin Han takes a position, ready to strike. His eyes locked on the enemy, his body tensed for the attack. The fire mage hesitates, unsure of the witch's plan.
This hesitation costs them. The goblin raiders close in, their numbers overwhelming. The witch yells, "No way!" The battle rages on as Eren and his party clash with the fierce warrior, their magic swirling in a maelstrom of fury and chaos that threatens to engulf everything in its path. Eren's resolve is forged in the fire of his past, where the taste of defeat and the weight of his failure still linger, a constant reminder of what he stands to lose if he fails again. As the dust settles, Eren's ally falls, their life force ebbing away, leaving Eren with an impossible decision. Sacrifice his friend or risk everything to save them.
If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week. This isn't just a game, we're trapped in it, literally. Seojin Han's philosophy was wrong. He can't just be a star hero. He's got to rise in rank, defeat the player controlling him. His god, a handful. Do you see the amount of mana Ano firepower I use? Forget it. Let's change locations. See that forest? Let's go in there. Seojin decides to change locations to a forest, but Seojin's got to get past his current limitations. We're talking magic and mana. His power's not even there yet. He can't outrun his own inexperience. Let's go in there. He casts magic to bombard the area. His hands are trembling. Time to see if this star hero can actually pull it off. We're talking a connecting field here, a thin line between the forest and the plains. Can he keep up? Will I be able to keep up?
Seojin Han is on the edge. He needs a strategy to take down player, his god. Seojin thinks he's got it, but can he execute? He must use the terrain to his advantage, but the connecting field between the forest and the plains is thin. Can he keep up? Seojin charges forward, his determination clear in his movements.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked. Seojin casts magic to bombard the area, his hands trembling with effort. This is his last shot, or so he thinks.
Blockio reveals the shocking truth, standing in front of Lilia with the ominous words. "You're not who I think you are, Lilia. Your memories are all fabricated." Lilia's world crumbles as she's forced to confront the harsh reality that her entire past has been a lie, leaving her grappling with a sense of identity loss and despair. As Lilia desperately tries to process this revelation, the sound of the Gacha machine's eerie laughter echoes through the air, foreboding a catastrophic reckoning for those trapped within the infinite Gacha.
Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter. Eren's screams echo through the void as his friends abandon him, leaving him to die alone in the digital wasteland. Seojin Han, a star hero, is the first to feel the ground beneath him shatter. The Gacha game's harsh rules dictate that star heroes are nothing but fodder, mere learning tools for the boss's attack patterns. But now, Seojin finds himself face to face with the abyss, fighting for his digital life.
Stop. You're wrong.
His heart is pounding, every fiber screaming for him to escape, but the void has no exit. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. As the enemy closes in, Seojin Han's party is caught in a desperate bid for survival. They fight with everything they have, but the odds are against them. What do they want? To stay alive and regroup. What blocks them? The unforgiving math of the Gacha game. Eren spots an opportunity and orders his party to make a stand.
Dumb. What happens? The battle rages on, but the party's numbers dwindle, and it becomes clear they won't survive.
As the dust settles, Seojin Han surveys the carnage. His party is all but defeated, and he knows he's the only one left standing. I've got to buy time. I lure Jenna's party into a trap, trying to keep them at bay while I catch my breath. Eren delivers a devastating blow, but I manage to dodge at the last second. Now it's my turn to strike back.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
I feel a surge of power course through me as I unleash a flurry of attacks, aiming straight for the heart of Jenna's party. My movements are fluid and precise, and I manage to land a critical hit on one of their members. And finally, here's the third beat. I'm running out of time, and I can see the exhaustion written all over my face.
Arya's desperate attempt to boost her mana backfires, unleashing an uncontrollable gacha effect that threatens to consume everything around her, spinning out of control wildly. Her bond with Eren has reached new heights, but in this chaotic explosion, she risks losing him forever, trapped in a void of uncertainty that tugs at her heartstrings mercilessly. As Arya's mana continues its perilous free fall, the darkness closing in on her, the mysterious figure behind the infinite gacha remains shrouded in shadows, waiting to strike with sinister intent.
Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and join thousands of fans who never miss an update. Seojin's face hardens. Not a single muscle betrays his resolve. He knows he's got this. His eyes never leave the subordinate. The cost of his goal? Seojin's reputation as a star hero. Until this moment, that was his greatest weakness. Seojin Han's eyes narrow. He's got a low-grade health potion, the only thing standing between him and Ialka's wrath. His face hardens, a resolve forming. He's got to rise in rank and defeat the player controlling him and his party. The cost of his goal? His reputation as a star hero. Until this moment, that was his greatest weakness.
Remember the fifth floor.
Seojin Han wants to survive and become a stronger star hero. His obstacle is Ialka's superior party composition and skills. He decides to observe and learn more about Ialka's strategy, especially the triangular formation with Ialka in the middle. What happens is Ialka orders Han to join the party, which means he needs to fight alongside Ialka and her subordinate.
No choice. The subordinate is now more determined to survive and learn from Ialka.
What is the cost? Has Han become too involved in Ialka's plan, and will he have to fight alongside her on the 9th floor? Seojin Han wants to survive and rise in rank. Jenna's teammates rush towards her, desperate to react as the pain of Jenna's unyielding determination sparks an explosive revelation that forever changes her. Jenna's brutal suppression of her emotions starts to crumble as the weight of her secret crush on the team's leader crushes her, leaving her emotionally shattered and exposed to the world. The team's fragile harmony hangs by a thread as Jenna's hidden feelings jeopardize their unity, and the revelation of her truth poses a catastrophic threat to their delicate bond.
Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter. Brian. He's getting stronger, despite taking every hit, and that kid's magic won't be contained for long. Stop. Brian. Seojin Han, a star hero, has been transported into a game he knows all too well. Pick Me Up, the notoriously difficult game, where star heroes are nothing but fodder for learning a boss's attack patterns. Cook, the magician with a no-nonsense attitude, trains Seojin Han in the game's world. Their goal: increase Seojin Han's magic strength and growth rate. Obstacle: Cook's rigorous training methods and the fact that star heroes are barely useful. Action. Seojin Han undergoes intense training, including getting hit with arrows while defending himself. Cook pushes him to increase his casting speed and decrease his mana cost.
This is reality for us, but to the master, it's not.
He thinks this is just a game to him. The master can just get more heroes, right? Han's job is to get annihilated so the master can see the attack patterns. It's all just a learning process, but Han's not buying it. He wants to fight.
I can fight too.
His level basic swordsmanship is at level. The master won't take him seriously. If Han joined the party a week earlier, it's too late now. The mission requires 2 parties, and Han's just a lowly star hero. The master sets up a tactical station, thinking Han doesn't know the system. But Han's got his eyes on the items in the storeroom. He's got a plan.
There are consumables that haven't been used. If a hero carries the appropriate consumable,
The stakes are clear. Han's magic growth rate and strength are at risk. The trainer's tone is sarcastic, but Han's determined. Sure. The trainer is getting more aggressive. The stakes are clear. Han's magic growth rate and strength are at risk. The trainer's tone is sarcastic, but Han won't back down. Shern. The trainer is getting closer. The stakes are clear. Han's magic growth rate and strength are at risk. The trainer's tone is sarcastic, but Han's determined. K. Usher. The trainer is almost there. The stakes are clear. Han's magic growth rate and strength are at risk. The trainer's tone is sarcastic, but Han won't back down. We've just entered the 9th floor, only to be met with an eerie silence and the ominous warning that this is the limit to our levels. Adis is left reeling from the harsh realization that he's trapped in this infinite gacha, forced to accept his limitations and confront the harsh truth of his own mortality. The offer to challenge the 10th floor hangs precariously in the balance, taunting Adis with the promise of new possibilities. But at what cost? And will he be able to resist the temptation to take the next step? Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari right now. Seojin's trying to come up with a strategy. He's got to protect the city and prevent the goblins from infiltrating. But the situation is dire. We're outnumbered, outgunned, and out of time.
How about retreating? Seojin's not having it. He knows that if we retreat, the goblins will wipe us out. No, we need to stand our ground and fight.
The conditions for succeeding are crystal clear. We must annihilate the invading army. But the conditions for failing,
The stakes are higher than ever. If the statue is destroyed, we'll fail. And that's not just a defeat, it's a death sentence. Every soldier, every refugee, every innocent bystander will be wiped out.
And if we fail the mission,
The commander's voice rings out across the ruined city, his words biting in the wind. What he wants, to keep the soldiers fighting. What blocks him? The goblins are closing in. What he does, he orders Adis to buy time. What happens? Thousands of goblins converge on the outer wall. What is the cost? Every moment counts. If the wall falls, the city is lost.
buy as much time as you can. If the outer wall falls, then move to the inner wall.
Seojin Han's face twists in frustration as Adis briefs the plan. Her words too slow for his racing mind. What he wants, a clear route to victory. Jenna discovers the catastrophic truth. The city's defenses were breached on the 7th floor, and reinforcements were already on their way, plunging the entire metropolis into chaos. Jenna's desperation intensifies as she grapples with the crushing weight of time running out, and the realization that even buying time may be a futile attempt to cling to hope in this unforgiving world. As reinforcements close in, Jenna's fragile lifeline is severed, leaving her trapped in a desperate standoff with an unstoppable force that threatens to shatter her very existence forever.
subscribe to Manwa with Hari and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter.
party stands frozen, their hearts racing in anticipation of the impending disaster that threatens to consume their entire world.
Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry right now.
Create a firewall and stop them.
And now, Ialka's trying to come up with a plan to take down the ogre, but the goblins are getting in her way. She's ordering Aaron to hold the line, but he's struggling to keep them at bay.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
Ialka seizes the momentary reprieve. What will she use this tiny window to do? Let's dive into the action-packed world of Pick Me Up, Infinite Gacha. Ialka, the star hero, wants to survive. Han's party is closing in, and Ialka's life is on the line. Ialka's desperation has turned to calmness. Han's massive sword swings in an arc, an unstoppable force. Ialka acts with confidence, using her surroundings to her advantage. The broken fragments and holes in the dirt momentarily catch her attention, but she's preparing for the ogre's massive sword.
Garbage. It's going for the OAM.
What is the extent of Han's power? Can he truly take down the ogre? The battle rages on, and the stakes are higher than ever.
Lives hang in the balance as the villain's assault intensifies. Every arrow meticulously aimed at the protagonist's weak points. Each hit a ticking time bomb, ready to shatter the delicate balance. With her newly discovered vital point location, Jinwoo struggles to contain the trauma of his past. The weight of his secrets threatening to consume him whole as his grip on his emotions begins to slip away. The male lead's life teeters precariously as his would-be savior's words cut deep, leaving him reeling from the revelations, his fragile heart now exposed, vulnerable to the brutal truth that could shatter his very existence.
Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry right now.
Seojin Han is on edge, his eyes fixed on the player controlling him and his party. He's desperate to take down the Goblin Warrior, Ryo, and his party, but the player's skills are too much for him. He's getting frustrated. Why are you yelling at me? This would have been a fail mission if it weren't for me.
Seojin Han's party is on the brink of defeat. They're running out of health and the goblins are closing in. Seojin Han knows he needs to act fast, or risk losing everything, Kura, but it's too late. The goblins have already breached their defenses, and Seojin Han's party is falling. Seojin Han's determination is admirable, but it's not enough to save his party. Seojin Han's party is defeated, and the goblins are closing in. Seojin Han knows he needs to retreat, but he's not going to go down without a fight.
As the battle rages on, the Goblin Ryo unleashes a devastating counterattack, forcing our hero to scramble for a desperate escape, the outcome hanging precariously in the balance. Meanwhile, our hero's close friend is gravely injured in the chaos, leaving them shaken. Their carefree smile now a distant memory, their heart heavy with the weight of their friend's pain and suffering. With their forces dwindling and Ryo closing in, the hero's most trusted ally is left stranded, their fate hanging precariously as they're surrounded by the enemy, the clock ticking away their final moments.
Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter.
Sir, diversion is failing, East Gates breached. Seojin's mission is clear, but his resources are dwindling, and he's under pressure. He needs to devise a new plan. Seojin splits his party to disrupt the Goblin Riders and prevent their ambush. Parun Sir takes point, a glimmer of hope in this desperate situation. We can still salvage this if we move now. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. We can't win like this. Seojin thinks on his feet. What does he do next? The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife.
Seojin Han's system is crashing, and he's still reeling from the ambush. He needs to get back to his feet, but the situation is dire, north side being besieged, east side gates under threat. He's got to think on his feet. Recovering. What's going on?
Amana's mana is on the verge of overflowing as her magic usage accelerates. threatening to unleash a catastrophic explosion that could destroy everything in its path right before our eyes. Amanna's decision to push her limits has left her emotionally drained, but also fiercely determined to protect her loved ones, even if it means sacrificing her own well-being for their sake. As Han's life hangs precariously in the balance, Amanna's desperate measures have only forced him further into the clutches of the merciless infinite Gacha, guaranteeing a terrifying reckoning that will soon unfold.
Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter.
Seojin Han stumbles backward, his vision blurring. He's about to give up when he remembers the words of his friend, Dark Disciple. A hero never gives up. What does he do? He summons all his strength and launches a final attack. What happens? His sword slices through SSSH Blackowx's defenses, but just barely. This is far from over. SSSH Blackowx growls. What is the cost? Seojin Han's HP is dwindling, and SSSH Blackowx is getting stronger.
Seojin Han screams out for help as the gates of the castle creak open. He knows what's coming, and he's powerless to stop it. The living corpses are already flooding in, their empty eyes fixed on Seojin Han. Seojin Han's fate hangs in the balance, as the player controls the tide of battle. Will he survive this nightmarish scenario, or will he fall victim to the living corpses? Seojin Han's vision blurs again, and when it clears, he sees Dark Disciple's figure standing beside him. Adis, the goddess statue, beckons him forward, but Seojin Han knows he's not ready. He's still trapped in this game world, a pawn in the player's twisted game. Seojin looks at his party and knows he can't take them on one by one. It's a death sentence. They look terrible and disgusting, but he has to give it a shot.
Appa. He takes a deep breath, steeling himself for the challenge ahead. But his hands won't stop moving. He checks the exit twice, his mind racing with doubts. Seojin's scream is drowned out by the sound of shuffling footsteps and the creaking of the castle gates.
His party, Dark Disciple, is a joke level is nothing against the player's level. He has to come up with a new plan, and fast.
The web's most powerful gacha system, Infinite Gacha, malfunctions, unleashing a gargantuan, reality-bending monster that threatens to shatter the very fabric of the digital realm. The team's fragile bond is severed as the devastating truth about the true nature of their gaming world comes to light, leaving them grappling with crushing existential dread and self-doubt. The gates that contain the monstrous aberration begin to buckle under the strain, poised to unleash unfathomable destruction upon the unsuspecting world as the team scrambles to find a solution.
Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari right now. We're in deep trouble, guys. To odds, and those undead are getting stronger by the second. We need a strategy, and fast. LH, we're the stars, and the only way we get stronger is to die. That's right, and if we don't take down the goddess statue, the raiders will destroy everything. We're low on time, and the stakes are incredibly high. Seojin Han, or LH, is trying to reach the goddess statue while fending off raiders. He's desperate, and his friends are counting on him. But what's blocking him? The raiders are getting closer, and the gates are at risk of being breached.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked. Seojin's party is in a bad way. They're battered, bruised, and running out of steam. What happens next? The Dark Disciples' assault is relentless, and they're struggling to keep up. But what blocks them? Seojin's determination is a beacon of hope. What is the cost? His party is on the brink of collapse.
Seojin's goal is to protect his party and the inner wall. But the raiders are relentless, and the inner wall's gate is on the verge of collapse. His obstacle is the sheer number of enemies and the fact that they're getting closer to the gate. We need to hold on, guys. We can't let them in. Seojin takes a moment to assess the situation. He spots a narrow window of opportunity and decides to act. He orders Jenna and Aaron to fall back and prepare for the worst. But it's not over yet. Seojin knows they can't keep this up for long. Seojin's party fights for their lives, but the outcome is far from certain. His goal is to protect his party, but the raiders are relentless. His obstacle is their overwhelming numbers, but he refuses to give up. His hands move frantically as he orders Jenna and Eren to hold their ground, but the collapse of the inner wall is imminent. The sound of shattering stone fills the air as the stage collapses.
You failed. The game will consume you.
Awry takes a desperate gamble, joining hands with the mysterious figure to defy the system's authority. Their fate now entwined with the enigmatic figure's true intentions. Ri-One's newfound relationship raises the emotional stakes, forcing her to confront the darker aspects of her own character and the sacrifices she's willing to make for the sake of her ambitions and friendships. As the weight of the system's secrets begins to unravel, Ri-One and her allies find themselves on the precipice of a catastrophic war, their next move hanging precariously in the balance, their very lives now a high-stakes gamble.
Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter. His face is a mess, but that smile is pure menace. Seojin Han, the infamous hardcore gamer, lies in bed, still grinning like a madman. The game, Pick Me Up, has been controlling his every move for what feels like an eternity. He's not even bothered to clean up the mess from last night's gaming session. His trash cans are overflowing, and his keyboard is covered in pizza sauce stains. His mom is going to kill him when she sees this. What could Han's mom be worried about at this exact moment? Hyung Nim's voice cuts through the air, laced with a mix of concern and annoyance. Sejin spots an opportunity promotion could be the key to upgrading his rank. But Hyung Nim's all over it, giving him the rundown synthesis chamber, part of the attachment building. Yeah, got it.
You need a promotion chamber, a part of the synthesis chamber for promotion. His heart is racing, every second counts. Seojin makes the decision, he'll build that chamber.
You have chosen Synthesis Chamber's attachment building, promotion chamber. Will you proceed with the construction? A system prompt. Time to act.
Seojin nods, and Hyung Nim nods back, the two locked in their intense battle. As Seojin runs, the world around him changes. The desolate wasteland gives way to a lush, vibrant landscape. Strange creatures flit about, their faces twisted with excitement. For the first time, Seojin feels a spark of hope. What's his goal now? He needs to adapt, and fast. You're special. He doesn't know what to make of the words, but the message is clear. He's here for a reason. This place is a gift for him, one he's hesitant to accept. His goal shifts. He wants to uncover the truth about his new home. He begins to explore, searching for answers. This place is a gift for you.
As the creature closes in, Seojin's world goes dark. The last thing he sees is the beast's twisted grin. Of course not. Seojin's plan is clear. He must get past Hyung Nim to reach the exit. But those star soldiers are blocking his path. He looks around for any sign of weakness, his eyes locking onto the closest soldier. He takes a deep breath and sprints forward, his fists raised. The clash of metal echoes through the air as Seojin unleashes a flurry of punches. The soldiers stumble back, momentarily stunned. You really think you can take me down, Seojin? Seojin grins, his confidence growing with each passing moment. He's got this.
Jenna's normal life starts to unravel as the mysterious energy coursing through her body intensifies, threatening to expose her dark secret to the world at any moment. Jenna's newfound confidence and determination have given her a sense of purpose, but her relationships with Eren and others are now tainted by the ever-present danger of her mysterious affliction being discovered. Jenna's worst nightmare comes to life as a vengeful figure emerges, determined to claim her and exploit the same strange energy she's struggling to control, setting the stage for a heart-pounding confrontation.
Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari right now.
Do you think Niflheimer would be any different? As Kai speaks, Ivy interrupts him, her words sparking a mixture of curiosity and unease. The tone is sharp, like a blade cutting through silence. Kai's eyes narrow, and his body language shifts, reflecting his skepticism. He takes a step back, and his voice becomes a slow whisper. Of Moebius, there are like this. More than 100 million in the same time period. There's a book here that foretells the ending of this world. It's a bad ending. Everything ends. You're being harsh. I'm hurt. His hands are clenched into fists, and his eyes narrow at Ivy, anger simmering just below the surface.
Loki, don't you think highly of me? More than any master that exists in Pick Me Up? He's moving, his words propelling him forward like a battering ram. The rankers above you are nothing compared to you. Do you?
The key action is happening right now. Tmei's words cut deep as she reveals her true intentions, leaving Halcyon reeling in a sea of uncertainty. Her trust shattered into a million pieces. The emotional stakes are spiraling out of control. Halcyon has just lost her last shred of faith in the person she thought she could rely on, the pain of betrayal threatening to consume her entirely. The cliffhanger hangs precariously in the air. Tmei stands poised, her eyes fixed intently on Halcyon, the promise of a swift and silent death still echoing in the air, waiting to be fulfilled. If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week. It begins on the 80th floor, where recklessness reigns and hopelessness hangs in the air. The reason for its infamy is etched in blood and sweat. Seojin Han's philosophy crumbles as he becomes the fodder for learning attack patterns, a star hero in a world where the strong rule. Every attempt to rise above is a gamble with his life. Seojin's resolve hardens. He'll take down the player, the one who controls his fate. His eyes lock onto Loki, the narrator, and the main party member. They're the gateway to his freedom. Seojin's determination flares up, a spark that refuses to be extinguished. His fingers drum a staccato rhythm on the tactical screen as Loki focuses on the task at hand. Loki's gaze flicks between his party and Seojin, planning their next move. His resolve is fueled by the promise of victory, but at what cost? The battle is about to begin, and Seojin will pay the price for his defiance.
For us, and for him. The time limit will end in 10 seconds. As we swore. The battle will begin soon. Prepare yourselves.
Time is running out for Seojin Han. His choices will determine not only his fate but the lives of those around him as well. Will he find a way to defy the odds, or will he become just another star hero, a mere pawn in the game designed to test players like Rex?
Join the Awry squad with a sub before the system crashes.
Even the low-ranked heroes with potential just get devoured by the higher-ranked heroes. I never got a star, just series, my star. People told me I was a failed account, that I should just quit playing. But I continued. I was used to unfairness. I only used synthesis the least I could. Other masters used it 3 to 4 times a day, but not me. That's basically the same as not using it at all.
The key action unfolds as Lydigian's true power is unleashed, his sword slicing through the darkness, threatening to shatter the fragile balance between worlds. As the consequences of Lydigian's power unfold, a character's deepest fears are realized, leaving their fate hanging precariously in the balance. Their connection to Niflheim are forever severed. If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week.
Boss appears.
El thinks he's the master of this game. El thinks he's the master of this game. He trusts the bond he has with his heroes, and he's telling them to do the same. Trust their bond, trust their strength. The world's future lies in their hands. El's confidence is palpable, but there's a hint of desperation in his voice. He's invested so much in these heroes that he can't afford to lose them now.
Boss appears.
The clock is ticking. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. Seojin Han wants to rise in rank and take down his opponent, the master controlling him. But the obstacle is his own philosophy. Star heroes are just fodder for learning a boss attack patterns. Han's action is to push forward, to continue climbing the tower and gathering allies. The consequence is that the master's grip on Han starts to break.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked. But Han's still at the mercy of the master's whims. The master's stress is rising. It's most likely due to the repeated training and experience on the 10th floor. The cost is Han's growing resentment towards being treated as disposable. His determination is igniting. He won't be just fodder anymore.
Yin's motives are laid bare as he offers Loki a shockingly generous deal, revealing a dark side to his calculating nature that threatens to upend the fragile alliances. Loki's heart is both heavy and hopeful as he grapples with the weight of Yin's offer, torn between the potential reward and the risk of being forever bound to the ruthless heir. The fate of Mobius hangs precariously in the balance, as Yin's words hint at a sinister plot to exploit its power, leaving Loki to wonder if he's about to make a Faustian bargain.
If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week. He's desperate for a lead, any clue that can help him turn the tables. He leans in, his eyes locked on the mysterious person in front of him.
Limited questions, okay?
Han's getting anxious, the seconds are ticking by. He takes a deep breath and decides to take a chance.
I'll answer, just this once.
Seojin Han, a gamer, has been playing the notoriously difficult game Pick Me Up. He's got a philosophy: star heroes are just fodder for learning a boss attack patterns. But what if Han got transported into the game as one of those star heroes?
You're a star hero, Han. You're nothing but a test subject. Han's world just got turned upside down. He's got no choice but to rise in rank and defeat the player controlling him and his party.
Han's knowledge is limited, but the player's a legend, with an army of followers. Han must pick up the pace. Star heroes are meant to be fodder, but for the first time, he's considering an alternative. The player's strategy might be faulty. Han's got to adapt.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
What does it mean for his chances? Han steps into the game world, and suddenly he's a part of it. The player's watching him, studying his every move. Han's got to change the script. He's tired of being a star hero statistic. He wants to take control. Han, Jenna, Eren, Ialka. The player's voice echoes through the world. Lan's words hang in the air. Han's party members, Eren and Jenna, start to murmur among themselves. They're thinking about refusing to participate as well. The player's plan is starting to unravel. Han stands firm, refusing to budge. The player, his master, now mocks him. "Punish me?" Han says, incredulous. "I didn't put this tip there." "I know." He looks directly at his master. Han's tone becomes more resolute with each passing moment. His master's reactions start to intensify. How will Han react to his master's next move? Han's party members, Eren, Jenna, Eel Carvel, and Jenna Sarai, are all downed. Their stats have maxed out, but it seems they're still not enough.
The game's deepest secret is unveiled as our protagonist discovers the true nature of the infinite gacha, its labyrinthine world layout shattering their understanding of reality. The emotional toll of this revelation is devastating, as our protagonist's trust in the system is shattered, leaving them reeling from the implications of their own manipulated existence, their faith irreparably broken. The stakes have been raised as our protagonist now finds themselves at the mercy of a sinister force, threatened by the dark underbelly of the game. as the ominous warning of synthesis looms over them, an unsavory fate drawing near. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter.
Stop. We're not moving. Seojin's companions, Ellen, Roderick, Usher, and Dika, are getting anxious, their faces twisted in worry. They're about to leave, and Seojin realizes he needs to do something drastic if he wants to survive. He knows Master, the one controlling them, is ruthless and will stop at nothing to dominate the game. He's going to kill us if we don't become stronger.
The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. Let's dive into the story of Pick Me Up, Infinite Gacha, with the most hype and knowledge. Chaos erupts as the team attacks each other. Ellen's eyes are wide with panic, and Roderick is frozen, unsure how to intervene. Seojin's plan is to survive, but his options are dwindling. Stein is among the fallen, his HP reduced and his fighting spirit dwindling. Mazel and Tazur are no longer with the group. Seojin knows he has to act, or risk being the next to fall. He charges in, trying to restore order, but his sword swings wildly, striking an ally. Taser falls into a frenzy.
You're making a grave mistake.
Roderick turns to Seojin, a mixture of frustration and concern on his face. What does he say to calm the situation?
Stein's attack sends Seojin flying across the battlefield, and Mazel joins the fray, his HP dwindling fast. Ellen's despair is palpable, and Roderick's expression turns to stone, unwilling to intervene. Seojin scrambles to his feet, his breathing heavy, and his eyes lock onto Stein's, a challenge forming between them. He launches himself at Stein, but the other man is relentless. Stein kills an ally in the chaos. Seojin's eyes widen in horror, and he tries to scream, but nothing comes out.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
The Master's power struggles with the party members intensify as Ellen's attempt to form an alliance with Han sparks chaos, leaving the group on uncertain footing. Ellen's bold move to challenge the Master's authority has earned her a glimmer of respect from Han, but at the cost of her fragile relationships with the other party members, now teetering on the brink of collapse. As the Master's true intentions for Han remain shrouded in mystery, Ellen's loyalty is put to the ultimate test as she's forced to confront the dark possibility that her new friend may not be what he seems.
If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week. Tazur's frenzy turns into chaos. He slashes at Seojin and Master. Everyone is caught off guard. This is no drill. Seojin, what do? I won't be contained. Seojin grabs Tazur's wrist, but it's like trying to hold a wild animal. Stein, what do? No, Tazur. Stop. Stein rushes in, trying to reason with Tazur, but it's too late. Mazel joins the fray, and the two of them are now a threat to Seojin and Master. The team's fighting spirit hangs by a thread. What happens next? Tazur's frenzy turns into chaos. He slashes at Seojin and Master. Everyone is caught off guard. This is no drill. Seojin, what do? I won't be contained. Seojin grabs Tazur's wrist, but it's like trying to hold a wild animal. Stein, what do?
Nice to meet you. Sorry to begin training as soon as you arrive, but you need it. Open the crack in time. Seojin Han grits his teeth. No. We can't let them outpace us. I need a plan, and fast. We'll grow stronger, Seojin. We'll take them down.
Seojin's party members, Tazur, Stein, and Mazel, are trying to reason with him.
Tazur's fragile grip on reality unravels as he becomes increasingly entwined in a web of conspiracy theories. His descent into madness accelerated by the eerie silence surrounding him. The weight of Tazur's losses crushes him, the memories of his shattered relationships and lost trust haunting his every waking moment, a constant reminder of his unfulfilled desires. The ominous question lingers, leaving viewers in a state of unease. Will Tazur unravel the truth behind the eerily deserted 10th floor, or will he succumb to the darkness that threatens to consume him?
Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry right now. Seojin Han's vision blurs as he's teleported into the game. He's a star hero, barely a pawn in Master's game. He thinks, what's the goal? Survive, gain rank, and ultimately take down Master. But he's got no power, no skills, no equipment. He can't even defend himself. His stats are laughable, a joke. This is star territory where heroes are cannon fodder. Are you FR? Seojin doesn't understand the context. He's in an unfamiliar world, and his thoughts are a jumbled mess. His surroundings trying to make sense of it all. But every panel screams danger. Every panel is a threat. His life is on the line. Seojin Han's hands are moving fast, devouring every detail in the game logs. His goal is clear: master the game and take down the master who's controlling him. But the obstacle is the star hero's weakness. He's nothing but a learning tool for the player. Seojin won't let that define him. He takes action by poring over the logs, seeking any advantage he can find. The consequence is that he's starting to gain insight into the game's mechanics.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
But at what cost? His party's lives are on the line in the next raid, a 15th floor battle that could go either way. Will Seojin's newfound knowledge be enough to turn the tide, or will the Master's control prove too strong?
The Dark Lord's power surges, threatening to shatter the fragile equilibrium as Lokahin's ominous email sparks chaos. And the group is left scrambling to comprehend the impending catastrophe unfolding before their eyes. Lokahin's cryptic message shatters Han's sense of security, leaving him reeling from the devastating revelation that his loved ones are now pawns in a deadly game of cat and mouse. With their lives hanging precariously in the balance, the ominous email hangs in the air, taunting the group with an air of foreboding. As the shadows deepen and the silence grows thicker, heavy with the weight of an impending disaster that will leave no one unscathed.
Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and join thousands of fans who never miss an update. Seojin Han is now in the main dungeon on the 8th floor, and the gates are about to open. The mission is subjugation, annihilate all enemies. The current challenge is to take down goblin riders on the 8th floor. What Seojin wants is to survive this fight. What's in his way is his own lack of experience and the overwhelming odds against him. Seojin decides to push forward no matter the cost.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
Seojin Han's research time is now 3 hours a day. He's getting desperate. His researcher is getting disgruntled. The obstacle is Seojin's research time limit. Seojin decides to
Stop. This isn't easy.
The researcher is fed up with Seojin's demands. The obstacle is Seojin's unrealistic expectations. Seojin decides to propose a way to maintain the researcher's motivation without sacrificing too much time. The consequence is that the researcher listens. Intrigued, Seojin suggests a compromise, but it comes at a cost. He wants the researcher to work even longer, but Seojin's party members are getting restless.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
Seojin's efforts are paying off, the party is leveling up. The obstacle is Seojin's limited resources. Seojin decides to
The stage is set. The player, known as Master, has arrived, along with a party that seems more than capable of taking down Seojin. The battle lines have been drawn, and it's time for Seojin to put his skills to the test.
Arendelle Cut. Janissary. Yalker of Elstershire.
Seojin's got a lot to learn, and fast. Beat cost. Seojin has a clear goal in becoming a warrior, but he's also being drawn into a hidden class path that may hold more potential. The cost is his limited understanding of the game's mechanics and the looming threat of his player and their party. The game has officially begun. Seojin's about to face his toughest opponent yet, his player. Can he overcome the odds and take down his god? Lila's desperate plea for a pick-me-up ignites a crucial revelation, exposing a shocking truth about Elris's mysterious past that will shatter everything she thought she knew. Elris's cryptic words pierce through the veil of their complicated past, revealing the harsh reality of her own emotional wounds and the crippling cost of her unyielding resolve to protect those she loves. As the tension builds, Lila's fragile resolve is pushed to the breaking point, and a dire prediction from Eldis hangs precariously in the balance, threatening to upend the fragile harmony of their fragile bond.
Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry right now. Seojin Han finds out about the stat windows, and he's not impressed. He sees his fellow heroes trying to understand their stats, but they're only seeing a part of the window, and it's not helping them. Seojin Han is anxious to raise his level, but he needs to get his stats under control first. The player, Jenna, is spreading information, but Seojin Han wonders if he can trust her. Most could only see a part of their stat windows, probably because the research level was low.
Seojin Han's strategy is to force the narrator to dodge with the first arrow, then use the second or third to aim at the weak spot. Seojin Han's breathing is short, his hands trembling as he prepares for the fight. His heart is racing, thinking, "I've got to make this count." He's trying to focus on the strategy, but the thought keeps popping up. What if she's stronger than I think? Seojin Han's determination is growing. He's gonna crush this.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
Seojin Han takes a deep breath, tries to calm his nerves, and focuses on the battle ahead. He's got to trust his strategy and his skills. Our protagonist is torn apart by conflicting desires as the pick-me-up Gacha's hidden agenda is revealed, forcing them to confront the darkness within their own heart. Their resolve is shattered as the harsh truth of the Gacha's manipulation leaves them questioning their very identity, now clouded by the weight of impossible choices and shattered dreams. The Gacha's true intentions remain a mystery as our protagonist stands at the precipice, the line between reality and despair blurring, the outcome hanging perilously in the balance, forever uncertain.
If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week.
Only 1 out of 10 trainees survives this night, and Seojin Han is already skating on thin ice. His training is intense, pushing him to the limit, and it's only the beginning. Han has to develop the skills to survive, and fast. Sweat drips down his face as he grits his teeth, ready to give it his all. His muscles tense, anticipating the next challenge. He's not going to let anyone or anything get in his way. Pick me up, Knight UMF.
Seojin Han, star hero, wakes up in a state of amnesia. His goal is to survive this foreign world, just like he did in the game. But what's blocking him is the lack of memory about how he got here and what happened to his world. Han starts to move, trying to gather his bearings. But what happens next is that he stumbles upon Eren Appa, another hero who's also struggling to remember the past.
I still have something to do.
Han's concern grows as Eren mentions having unfinished business. But Han knows he can't focus on that right now. Han's priority is to understand this new world.
I'm here at the cost of others' lives. 3 people were synthesized to me.
Seojin Han is growing frustrated. He asks Eren Appa if they'll be facing the 11th floor again. But Eren Appa seems confident they'll encounter the 12th floor.
Open, crack of in time. Oh, you think it'll be the 11th floor again?
Seojin Han is determined to survive, but he's also worried about his party members' safety. He decides to act. The main dungeon doors are about to open, and Seojin Han knows his party members' lives are at stake. He asks Eren Appa if he knows what their objective is.
Jenna's forgotten memories begin to resurface, rekindling a spark of hope within her as she's promoted to a star, forever changing the trajectory of her gacha journey. Jenna's newfound determination clashes with her growing concern for Teoa's relentless work ethic, leaving her torn between her own ambitions and the fear of losing the person she's grown to care for. As Jenna's resolve is put to the test, Teoa's true intentions remain shrouded in mystery, leaving the question hanging precariously in the air. Are you asking how determined we are to overcome the obstacles ahead? Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and join thousands of fans who never miss an update. Seojin Han's philosophy is tested when he's transported into the game. He finds himself one of those star heroes he used to mock. He needs to rise in rank, but can a gacha game character truly defeat a player? Seojin's resolve is put to the test as he tries to decide his first move. His hand instinctively grasps his sword, a reflex from countless battles in the game.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
What new skill will he choose, and will it be enough to save him? Seojin takes a deep breath, weighing his options. He thinks about the leaders of the human soldiers, including Hyungnim, who might be more formidable than they seem. Seojin approaches the enemy's position, his mind racing with the strategic possibilities. He must outmaneuver them and exploit their weaknesses. As he gets closer, Seojin sees Idiskalin and Re-Atreus' skillful combat techniques, and he must adjust his tactics on the fly to counterattack. What happens next will determine the party's fate. Their lives depend on Seojin's ability to adapt and outplan the enemy. What is the cost of losing this battle? Seojin may be forced back into the game, doomed to repeat the cycle of defeat. The key action or twist of this chapter unleashes a fierce battle as charges forward with allies, confronting the ruthless enemies head-on, the air filling with the clash of steel and the cries of the wounded. In a heart-wrenching moment, frantically seeks solace in the only place left to him, his eyes heavy with the weight of loss, his heart shattered by the void that threatens to consume him whole, his soul screaming in despair. The cliffhanger hangs in the balance as stands frozen, torn between his loyalty to and the promise he made to join forces with, the fate of their fragile alliance hanging by a thread, threatening to tear it all apart. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and join thousands of fans who never miss an update. Our narrator, their stats are hiding a deadly truth. On defense with lives at stake, Seojin Han, the king of the notoriously difficult game Pick Me Up, has been transported into the game as a star hero. He's got no choice but to rise in rank and defeat the player controlling him and his party. Seojin Han realizes he's finally reached the 15th floor, a crucial milestone in the game, and he's not just playing it, he's living it. His goal is to survive and thrive in this new world. The obstacle is the player controlling him, a powerful opponent who's been holding him back. Seojin takes action by assessing his stats and equipment. His current status is that of a novice with 35-35 strength and 10-10 intelligence. His ultimate goal is to defeat the player and break free from this digital prison. The consequence of failure is a return to the start, but Seojin is not one to give up easily.
He's at the 15th floor now.
Life at stake.
Seojin assesses the floor's situation. He's in a city surrounded by NPCs, but he's not sure who's a real person and who's just a game character. He needs to gather information and plan his next move. He spots a group of guards nearby, and their leader looks like he might be connected to the player. Seojin decides to gather intel on the knight, possibly a crucial character. He approaches the knight, trying to act nonchalant.
What do you want?
Seojin's eyes lock onto the knight's, trying to read his intentions. He explains that he's just a traveler seeking information. The knight appears wary but willing to talk. The key action or twist of this chapter is, as they rush to the 15th floor, the party of 3 discovers they're trapped in a time loop, reliving the same 5 minutes over and over, with no clear way to escape. The emotional stakes, what a character gained or lost is. The group is forced to confront the trauma of their repeated failures, watching their teammates die again and again, as the weight of their responsibility crushes them. The cliffhanger, what is left dangerously unresolved going forward is. Their only hope lies in uncovering the mysterious force driving the time loop, but the clock is ticking, and their next failure could seal their fate forever. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and join thousands of fans who never miss an update. What happens next? Is Seojin going to keep running, or will he take a stand? Join the Awry squad with a sub before the system crashes. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife. Adis realizes there's a group of people heading towards them. The crowd is getting more intense. Adis is still trying to figure out what's going on, who this person is and why they're so important. Adis sees a figure. He thinks it's a kid, but it's hard to tell. The kid is talking to Adis, but Adis has no idea what they're saying. All he knows is that he's got to keep the person safe.
Stats maxed. New skill unlocked.
The group stands frozen as their dark pasts are revealed. Their faces twisted in shock and betrayal as the truth finally comes crashing down around them. The weight of their secrets crashes down on Yunxian, her mind reeling as the true nature of her circumstances is exposed, ripping away the fragile sense of security she thought she had. In a heart-stopping climax, the enemy's identity is revealed, leaving the group reeling and scrambling for answers. But one thing is certain: their lives will never be the same again.
Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry right now. Sojin Han springs to life as Ialka, his voice hoarse from shouting. He's not giving up on Munim's plan to protect a certain individual. The citizens at the square are counting on them, but Seojin's instincts scream that something's amiss in the garden. He trusts Munim's instincts, and they're moving towards the garden, ready to face whatever's waiting for them. Seojin's eyes lock onto Munim's. He's got to trust this kid. That's when he sees it, a soldier hovering above the garden's trees. Seojin's gut twists with unease. What's going on?
What's that soldier doing here?
Seojin takes a sharp breath. He knows exactly why that soldier is here. The stakes are clear. Munim and that individual are in danger.
Stop. You're wrong. This soldier is not going to let them pass easy. Seojin and Munim are in a desperate situation. They only have a few minutes left.
The player screens darken as they're yanked out of the infinite gacha game, leaving behind a trail of shattered digital reality and frayed tempers. Their fragile connections as friends are brutally tested as Ji-hwan is left bewildered, desperately searching for his companion, Yu-ha, whose whereabouts are now shrouded in uncertainty. Ji-hwan's anguished cries echo through the deserted streets as he the desolate landscape, his voice hoarse from calling out to the vanished Yu-ha, who left him utterly bereft and lost.
If you're enjoying this, subscribe to Manwa with Awry. New chapters drop every week.
Stop. You can't win.
She's surrounded, but he didn't try to attack. His gaze is now fixed on something behind her. The tension in the air is palpable.
Stop.
She's the person they're supposed to protect.
The climb is slower than he anticipated. The wall is harder to scale than it looks. Seojin's hands are bloody, and his fingers are numb. But he keeps going, driven by the knowledge that she's counting on him. And then he sees them, two figures, lurking in the shadows. They're not part of the original group, and Seojin knows that this could be trouble. He signals to her to stay back, his eyes fixed on the newcomers.
Who's the kid? She looks familiar.
Familiar? What does that mean? Seojin's eyes narrow, his gaze locked onto the figures. They're not going to let them leave that easily.
He's got Seojin Han trapped. That's the goal, break free or die. The obstacle, Seojin Han's not letting go. His body speaks 1,000 words, tight grip, white-knuckled fists. He decides to hold on, to endure it all. His knuckles turn white. What happens? He shakes and shudders, tries to break free. What's the cost? His teeth are pressed into his lip. He tastes blood.
Stats maxed. Freedom unlocked.
Oh man, what's he going to do next? Will he be able to break free? The tension in the air was thick enough to cut with a knife.
The last-minute escape plan falls into place as Friasi's Lagner takes the lead, expertly guiding the party through a treacherous path with a stealthy precision that defies their gacha-generated abilities. As they narrowly avoid a catastrophic defeat, the weight of their mission success bears down on Haiju, her exhaustion and worry for her teammates' lives now compounded by the crushing burden of responsibility. A desperate alarm blares out in the darkness, a chilling warning that the enemy is closing in. Friasi's promise of a safe escape route now hanging precariously in the balance, as the party's true strength remains a mystery.
Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry right now. Seojin Han is in the game and he's 1 star. That means he's nothing but a sacrificial pawn for the players to learn the boss's attack patterns. His only goal is to survive long enough to rise in rank. But he's got nothing to lose now. He charges forward, hoping to escape the witch's curse and make a run for it. Do you have any skills? What kind? Healing skills. The odds are against him, but he's about to find an opportunity to make his move. What happens next will determine his fate. Seojin Han, now inside the game, sees 2 options. Himself, a star hero, and a powerful player. He's desperate Aaron's injured, and Ialka's blockade won't last long, trapping them.
Stats maxed.
Seojin's not giving up. He thinks about what he has to do to survive and escape. He looks at Aaron and his decision is made. Seojin decides to make a move, hoping to outrun the player and the game's restrictions. What?
Han, if we do that, it'll be hard to get through the exit. There will be ton of soldiers at these exit, and it'll be harder for us to protect her. Han counters that they're just taking a different approach. The child and the system are now in a standoff, with each refusing to back down.
Different approach? The system can only respond with a stark warning. We are going to try to infiltrate the crowd instead. Han presses forward. He declares that they will indeed escape tonight.
We will escape tonight. But Aaron remains tight-lipped.
Han is now driven by desperation.
The party is about to shatter as Aaron's injury takes a catastrophic turn. His screams echoing through the formation as Chufa frantically tries to patch him up amidst the impending doom. Aaron's pain has consumed him, leaving him a fragile, vulnerable shell of his former self. His relationships with his teammates now tainted by the weight of his crippling injury. As the party teeters on the brink of collapse, the group's fragile unity is put to the ultimate test, leaving their very survival hanging precariously in the balance, an uncertain fate awaiting them on the next round. Subscribe to Manwa with Awry and join thousands of fans who never miss an update.